Hello. Today on our show we have a special guest, Susan B. Anthony.
Thank you so much for having me here tonight, Mr. Milbower.
So, Miss Anthony, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Call me Susan. Well, I was born on February 15, 1820 in Adams, Massachusetts. I taught for 15 years, and after that I became active in temperance. However, because I am a woman, speaking at temperance rallies was prohibited.
How did this impact you?
The discrimination led me to join the women's rights movement in 1852. I then decided to dedicate my life to women's suffrage. Ignoring abuse and threats, I traveled across the nation and campaigned for the abolition of slavery, women's right to their own property and earnings, and women's labor organizations. In 1900, I finally persuaded the University of Rochester to admit women into the school.
Wow, very impressive. I have heard some rumors that you have never been married. A beautiful woman like you. Is this true?
Unfortunately, I am single as a dollar. In 1859 I spoke at the Massachusetts Teachers' Convention, arguing for coeducation and claiming there were no differences between the minds of men and women. I wanted equal educational opportunities for every race, and for all schools to open their doors to women and ex-slaves.
You sound like a strong woman who fights for what she believes in. I look for that in a woman. Tell us about your days in the National American Woman Suffrage Association.
Well, in 1869 Elizabeth Cady Stanton and I formed it. The organization condemned the 14th and 15th Amendments as injustices to women. It also advocated easier divorce and an end to discrimination in employment and pay. I toured the country making speeches on women's rights. In 1 year alone, I traveled 13,000 miles and made over 170 speeches. In 1872 I attempted to vote in an election in Rochester. I was arrested, charged and later found guilty of violating voting rights.
Women.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately we are running out of time. I want to thank you for coming on our show tonight. You were a great guest and I really enjoyed having you.
No, thank you for having me.
Well, tune in next week to hear about Sanford B. Dole.